So in today's show we'll be talking about Dynamite Headdy. So what is Dynamite Headdy? It's a platformer where you throw your head around like it's not even attached. Bluntly, because it isn't. This was a game released by Sega on the Mega Drive in 1994. The story of the game is actually quite simple. It's non-existent. Or not to America and the Europeans anyway. According to Japan there's a story. Yes, in the Japanese version there is an actual story and conversations between all the characters. But in European and American releases there weren't such conversations. So, for the storyline, I'm going to give you a lowdown of what the Japanese story was. Headdy escapes from being chucked in the trash, and on your escape you meet up with Maruyama, also known as Trouble Brewing. He believes himself to be the king of the puppets, so you pay no attention, beat him up, and move on with your life. Then next you arrive at a concert hall. Maruyama is there with a new robotic body ready to challenge you, and then he gets crushed by the Keymaster. Keymasters are the puppets that have been hypnotised by the Dark Demon and forced to do their bidding. This one is called Bounty Boundy, also known as Mad Dog. You then proceed to have your fight, your confrontation, you win, go collect the Keymaster's key, but then it gets stolen by Thingy, also known as Heather. Then after a scene or two you get pulled backstage by Maruyama again, this time with his head on another contraption with a giant claw, and he says he wants to put his head on your body. So once again you beat him up. After your third confrontation with Maruyama you then end up going up against Jacqueline Dressy, also known as the Wooden Dresser, who wants to put on a beautiful shows under the stars. So what do? Beat her up. Then you move on to the mystery spots, where you then get told that Headdy is rather lucky because there's no boss here, it's already been defeated. In the English version, in the American version, it says that Thingy has done all the fighting, or Heather in the English version, or an American, and she's actually gone and destroyed it. If you look closely in the background there is a little shape of a bunny that you can just make out. It's not stated that is the Keymaster, but it could be. Headdy then goes to climb a tower, but lo and behold, Maruyama is there once again, but this time as a flying contraption. So once again, you knock him out, beat him up, and send him down to the ground. Headdy climbs all the way to the top just to be confronted by another Keymaster called Motorhand, also known as Spinderella. You fight Motorhand by taking out the power source and the puppet just collapses and dies. After you've defeated Motorhand, you then go to the edge of the tower, fly off the tower with either a chicken, a standard aeroplane with a propeller, or a ship that fires a laser. Your personal choice, you get to sit there and choose. You then fly all the way through and go into the fortress, fly through the fortress, and once again, guess who you meet? Maruyama. This time it's connected to some form of contraption on a rail that just seems a bit silly. Oh well, but once again, you beat him, and this time he actually gets stuck because they haven't finished the rails he was travelling on, so you just continue travelling and he gets left behind this time. You don't actually beat him. And then you go through the rest of the fortress, only to be confronted by another Keymaster, Mitsuru, also called Babyface. You fight the entire lifespan of the puppet, starting with baby, going all the way up to an old man. Then after you've defeated the old man, you arrive at the final act where Maruyama is here once again, this time looking like a giant spider robot thing. When you get to the end of the scene, you get a monologue from Maruyama, and then the robot goes haywire, basically trying to kill both of you and Maruyama, or Headdy and Maruyama. And then you are chased all the way to the Dark Lord by this robot, just by chance, all the way through his castle, then all the way to his front door, and you go, "Hi, I'm in your throne room," for no apparent reason. And then when you arrive in the throne room, after you've said hello, Thingy appears out of nowhere and calls out to Smiley, who is actually a medallion who claims to be the strongest puppet in the world. Then you go about your business, defeat the Dark Demon, and then you find out that Smiley, who thought he was the strongest puppet in the world, in reality wasn't. You actually find out he was a medallion, and so he decides to find the greatest puppet in the world, thus jumping on Headdy's face, thus ending the game, and the ending cutscene plays out. In the trivia portion of our show today, we'll be looking at how the game references many a movie in the way that it names its levels. As you can see, the first one is called The Getaway, and you've got the movie The Getaway, where the second one is Toys in the Hood. You've got the movie Boys in the Hood. Other movies are, you've got Mad Dog and Glory, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Terminator 2, Mad Max, Star Wars, Towering Inferno, Cinderella, The Crying Game, Die Hard, Scarface, there's always a classic, Alice in Wonderland, Rocketeer, Lethal Weapon 3, Unforgiven, Twin Peaks, Fatal Attraction, Star Trek, and Final Analysis. Now we get onto the comparisons between the Japanese and the European American version, because there are a few differences when it comes to the actual look of the game. Most of them are just palette changes, like this first one is an example where in Japan the cat is purple and whatnot, and in English and America the cat is brown. It's completely understandable, because it's not like we would ever actually paint a cat purple or any other colour, or dye a cat, let alone make fun of a cat for any odd reason. It's just not really how people work. And in the second one here, we've actually got a doll. For some reason, in the Japanese one, there is a doll that I actually find kind of creepy. And in the right-hand side, we have the American and English version, or European version, that is a giant robot castle. That, to me personally, if you think about it, of which one you met, a giant doll that can just crush you with its fist, or something carrying about 20 billion cannons, I think the cannons do it for me. So I'd say I actually hate the robot worse. And the final one that I'm going to be showing you is where this one confuses me, where it's like Europeans and Americans do not understand what a geisha is, or would get creeped out by the look of a geisha, maybe? Because for some reason we got a robot. Yeah. We just got a robot with a heart for a face. The Japanese got a geisha. I don't get it myself either. And if you wish to actually get hold of this within your personal dimension of where you live, there is many ways you can get it. Some of the obvious ways would be on the Genesis Collection games on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. If you really wanted to, you could go back in time and get the Master System, the Game Gear version, or the Sega Mega Drive version. But if you are actually in the newer time and don't feel like actually going back in the past or leaving the house, you can actually go and get it on Steam or on the Virtual Console. They're both on there, ready for you people to get, play away and enjoy yourself. And that now ends this broadcast. So I thank you very much for joining us for this broadcast, and we will see you in the next one, where our next game will